here at the 2012 Missouri Track and Cross Country Coaches Association Annual Clinic with Kearney coach Coach Roberts. And tell me, after the induction into the congratulations, your induction to the Missouri Track, the Hall of Fame, excuse me. Tell me just what that was like, being up there in front of your colleagues and you know, receiving that honor in front of your family also.
I mean, to me, I have so many people I've coached. I don't want to use the word against, but there's so many people I've coached that I respect, that it's a big respect thing to me. And I think the biggest thing to me more than anything is I truly think of my high school coach as the best mentor anybody could ever have. And he went in the Hall of Fame in '92. And I will never be the coach he was, never. Because it was his whole life.
Yeah.
And I have a wife, I have kids, I have all these things going on in my life, and I still try to do a good job. But just to be able to sort of be on the same level with him was the biggest thing for me, I think, today, because I respect him so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can relate. I have enjoyed in the last decade to see both my high school coaches go in, and it's just fun to hear their stories and see them recognized, and you know, statewide as you know, people respect and feel so much like I do, like they are. But when you look back and great accomplishments and achievements, but also the relationships you've talked about, what's the biggest memory that stands out? Anything that stands out? I mean, there's so many to choose from, but what if you had to just not say that something's better than something, but what stands out? That
I think being young and stupid was enjoyable. You know, my first few years I didn't know a lot, and I'm you know, I still feel like I don't have enough knowledge.
Yeah.
But I really think the biggest thing to me was in '04 making a decision to do a better job. I mean, I'd always had good athletes and good kids and been successful and done a good job, but in '04. For the first time in my life, Coach Dotson and I sat down and said, let's have a plan.
Yeah.
Let's have an idea how we want to do this whole thing. And it was two guys buying into it together. You know, it was two guys saying, we're going to make a difference and we're going to do it right. That's what has kept me going this last eight years, is because it was like a jump start, you know, to do things right.
Right. Any moment that seems like it was more rewarding than another? Obviously, state titles, or even just moments in practice.
You know, how do you say this? Our girls were second, our boys were second, third, fourth, and we had 6, 7 state trophies, and we never could win.
Yeah.
And I'd coached with Coach Reardon, who is one of the greatest people I've ever known as a person. I mean, like I said in the thing, we were both dingbats, and both totally different. How we succeeded, I have no idea. But we were great people together. And when we finally won, our boys finally won, and you know, our girls have been second twice. It sucked.
Yeah.
But when we finally won in 2000, the whole bus trip back, how do you say, all we kept saying is, we won.
Right.
We won. We won. I mean, when you've never done it before, you know, when you're a good athlete but you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And when you're a coach but you're not good enough, and you work for 16 years. In fact, it was 21 years for me and 16 for him. We'd worked together that long, you know, or close to that, 10, 15 years. We finally won one, and I cannot explain to you what it felt like to say we finally won.
Right.
You know, a lot of people have tons of them and lots of them, you know, and so, you know, that was the first year, you know, where him and I won, and I mean, we just, the whole way home, we couldn't quit saying it. We won, we won, we won.
Right.
And then when we got the new plan going and the new coach and everything, changing our attitudes, I think just getting on a roll with kids buying into the program and, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, getting kids back to saying they can win.
Yeah.
You know, the hardest thing for me is we've gotten our girls where they need to be, but because football's so popular and soccer's so popular and all these other sports are so popular, we haven't got our boys back where we want them to get. And that's the only thing that bothers me right now is I want our boys to be successful too. And they're great kids, but we haven't, going in Class 4 for the first time, I mean, Class 3 was hard enough.
Yeah, right.
You know, to get 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. But,
you know, a whole new hurdle.
So, you know, we've got some gigantic hurdles to go over.
Yeah.
And we got to find some kids that want to make that commitment.
Yeah. Let's bring Dalton Moberly in here, one of your former pupils. Tell me just what it's like to see him and go on to have a great college career and get involved with and coaching and working with the Warrensburg guys this year. And just tell me what you think about when you see and think about him.
The biggest thing I can say about Dalton is how much he's grown. He's always been a great guy and a great kid. Yeah, not anymore.
That's right.
But I see a kid who made the choices himself to grow and become a better person and a better athlete. And I see a person who's trying to make choices of what he wants to be and what he wants to do. In other words, when I was 18, I didn't have much growth, but I knew what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I see Dalton coming from being a 15, 16-year-old kid to growing to becoming a better person, to becoming a better athlete. And the one thing I can say about Dalton, and I'll say it till the day I die, and he'll probably hate me for it because I say it every time. How many kids do you coach? Dalton was all-state in track, all-state in cross-country several times. I guarantee you he's one of the few kids I've ever coached that if he could have got his whole teammates up there, he'd have given away every award he ever got.
Yeah.
That's the kind of kid he is. That's the kind of kid you want to coach. Mm-hmm. What do you say?
Yeah.
He's getting involved in it. He's doing it. He wants to teach and coach. It's the highest compliment anybody can get.
Yeah.
Whether I was part of it or Dotson was part of it or we were part of it or his family was part of it. Anytime a kid wants to grow into this job, it's amazing because it is the greatest job on earth.
Yeah.
If you can handle it.
Yeah.
You can handle all the crap that goes with it.
Just what are some of the biggest things that you are thankful now, especially being older and out of the program, that you look back and are thankful for?
In college too, pretty much. Close.
With Coach Roberts, he really is. A lot of people say he's really genuinely like the nicest person and most caring coach anyone could ask for. So, he really took the father role of a lot of the people on that team. And, I've been blessed with great parents. Not everyone's been as fortunate as me. And he's always been there to be that, helping hand for everybody else. So, always just that support where, he didn't always come up to me in high school and talk about every race. But whenever I was down, he would come up and talk to me, and then, the better races I would have. And it just meant so much more when he said something. So I think always being there and having that, extra bit of support or extra bit of encouragement was a big thing from him.
Right. Did you see from him and the other coaches there at Kearney and then now at Central because I feel like in high school, I felt like I was so blessed to have so many people that I could say, oh, that's what I want to be like when I grow up. I want to be a positive influence on young people. Do you see that or feel that from him and your other coaches or when did that spark, hit that you thought this might be what I want to do?
There's been Coach Roberts and Coach Dotson both. I ended up taking 3 broadcasting classes my senior year in high school because Coach Dotson taught them. So both those guys had a big influence. And, you gather different things from different people. With Coach Roberts, you really can learn compassion. You can learn the fatherly figure, thing like that. Coach Dotson really knew his stuff, and he knew how to, game plan races and talk about things like that. And then from, Kirk at Central, I've learned patience, and I've learned how to structure a training plan. So, just taking bits and pieces from all these different people and making them. And with, Coach Roberts was always just the one who made it fun. So he just that great influence of getting people out. Right now, a lot of it's the summer program they have and everything, but Kearney has so many people. When I was there, we started to grow the program, but now there's 60 kids out for cross country or whatever
almost
your number is.
70, almost
70 kids out, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, when you look back on it all, Coach, what are you? Anything that you regret, or anything that you look most fondly on, and just final wrap up what you?
Just wish I don't know. I've been blessed. I just wish I knew more. I don't really even think now I have enough knowledge to. I've been blessed with the people I've coached, and because I've coached such great kids.
Yeah.
Even though I don't have the greatest knowledge, they've bought into it, and we've been fairly successful because these kids are great kids. That if you work harder and you commit harder and you believe, you'll be successful, even if you got people that maybe don't have all the knowledge in the world.
And any advice that you'd give young coaches that want to help be a positive influence and have a successful career?
The only thing I can say is you truly have to care.
Yeah.
You truly, if you don't care about the kids, don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not a mean guy. I'm not a nasty guy. I've never been a mean guy. Nasty guy. Now I can punish you. You can get in trouble. I can do things. But do you really care? And kids can tell that if you care.
Sure.
I think kids can tell if you care. right around, and and my thing is I care for the kids that are at the bottom as much as I do the kids at the top, and sometimes more.
Right.
Because
yeah.
what do you get? He's getting pat on the back for doing great things.
Right.
And doing, oh, you're the captain, you're the leader, you're the all-state,
Right.
you're getting the scholarship. Oh, you don't run very well.
Right.
But you're a great kid, and that to me is what's cool about cross country more than anything, and you get to compete. Kids get to do it.
Yeah.
You don't sit on the bench like you do in track. Even. You get to go compete and challenge yourself every day to where you want to be and where you want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to me.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the honor and the induction, and thanks so much for all your hard work and service for being an influence on many kids like Dalton and thousands more. So,
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Okay.